I want to introduce you today to what I call the Armageddon Hospital. It was October of 2010. The headline, Israel builds world's largest underground hospital, immediately arrested my attention. When I read that it was being built in Haifa, Israel, I fully understood the implications of this announcement. Haifa is located at the western end of the plain of Megiddo, the prophesied site of the Battle of Armageddon. Would the world's largest underground hospital, specifically designed for use in time of war, actually become the hospital to which the wounded of the Battle of Armageddon would be brought? It was obvious to me that the answer to this question was undoubtedly yes. Armageddon will be the war that ends all wars. At Armageddon, the nations of the world will invade Israel to attempt to force Israel to submit to the will of the international community. We are already hearing threats of the UN Security Council passing resolutions against Israel, demanding her withdrawal from much of her promised land. The Bible states that Israel will resist the international forces of the world community, resulting in the Battle of Armageddon. The prophecy is located in Revelation 16:12 through 16. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty. The next verse, verse 15, is what I call the last minute warning. Listen to it. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Then verse 16, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. Revelation 16:16 is the only place in the entire Bible that uses the word Armageddon. The word Armageddon comes from 2 words, Har, meaning hill, and Megiddo, speaking of the city of Megiddo, which overlooks the plain of Megiddo. Together, these 2 words simply mean hill of Megiddo. The prophecy clearly indicates that Megiddo will be the place where the fateful Battle of Armageddon will begin. The plain of Megiddo is also referred to in Scripture as the Valley of Jezreel. Many of Israel's most famous wars have been fought at Megiddo. Megiddo is the site of the famous battle when Gideon miraculously defeated 135,000 Midianites with only 300 men. It is also here that King Saul and his son Jonathan were killed in battle against the Philistines. More recently, during the closing days of World War I, General Edmund Allenby, the British commander of the Egyptian Expeditionary Force, actually thought he was fighting the Battle of Armageddon as he led his forces to victory against the Germans and the Turks in the plain of Megiddo. Because of this, Allenby acquired the nickname Lord of Armageddon. The idea of an underground hospital was born in the hearts of the staff of the Rambam hospital in Haifa after 2006 conflict with Hezbollah. Hezbollah rained around 4,000 missiles down on Haifa and the surrounding Israeli towns at the rate of more than 100 per day. Many of the rockets landed perilously close to the hospital. Knowing that Israel's enemies are acquiring increasingly sophisticated weapons, it was understood that future conflicts might well result in a bloodbath at the hospital itself. That's when it was decided to construct an underground facility that would be immune from traditional rocket attacks and would also protect against chemical and biological weapons. Furthermore, the underground facility would store enough oxygen, water, and medical equipment to get by for at least 3 days if all power sources were cut off. In the following video presentation, provided by Haifa's Rambam Hospital, you will see this marvelous underground facility that is dedicated to save lives of both Arabs and Jews during wars yet to come. The war that will end all wars lies not too far ahead, the Battle of Armageddon. The underground hospital is now built, but is still in desperate need of equipment. After the video presentation, you will be given an opportunity to donate to this critical need. Please let God speak to your heart during this presentation.
Welcome to Rambam Healthcare Campus, where medicine, technology, and humanity intertwine to bring exemplary medical care, research, development, and education to the benefit of people worldwide. The teachings of the great rabbi-physician Rambam, the Maimonides, are a daily inspiration here. Hence, a spirit of diversity and coexistence is at the heart of our work ethic. Rambam is a 1,000-bed academic hospital serving over 2 million people in northern Israel. Strategically located in Haifa on the Mediterranean coast, it is the tertiary referral center for 12 district hospitals and defense and peacekeeping forces in the region. Wartime experience has made Rambam Healthcare Campus the exclusive comprehensive trauma treatment provider in northern Israel and a world leader in mass trauma and casualty education. Treating more trauma victims than any other hospital in Israel, Rambam's percentage of trauma survivors is the highest in the nation. Our academic and industrial collaborations contribute to a rich and fertile ground for progress, development, and success in the medical sciences. Collaboration and sharing of expertise is key to Rambam's achievements, optimizing clinical outcomes in the provision of individualized healthcare. The Technion's Ruth and Bruce Rappaport Faculty of Medicine and the Rappaport Family Institute for Research in the Medical Sciences and Rambam are located on one campus. Rambam, together with these two institutions and academic affiliation with the Technion, along with world-class health technology partners, brings science to life. Working with Given Imaging to develop the PillCam for diagnosing gastrointestinal diseases. Working with GE Global Healthcare to develop dedicated cardiac SPECT CT as part of the diagnostic process for coronary heart disease. Using stem cells to test the effects and effectiveness of new pharmaceuticals for tailored medicine. using gene mapping for early detection of hereditary diseases such as diabetes and kidney failure or dysfunction. Creating a cancer vaccine as part of a U.S.-Israel research effort. If successful, this vaccine will change cancer therapy as we know it. All of these projects and more are Rambam's legacy to bring new hope to research-driven healthcare. Rambam Healthcare Campus is undergoing the largest expansion of any hospital in Israel, with 5 new facilities to house innovative medical treatment centers and advanced teaching and research facilities. The Ruth Rappaport Children's Hospital, the only children's hospital in northern Israel, providing modern and spacious facilities to promote healing of body, mind, and soul of Israel's most precious resource, our children. The Biomedical Discovery Tower, future home of the Clinical Research Institute at Rambam. Ongoing and new collaborations will thrive, enabling actualization of new devices and therapies. The Cardiovascular Hospital. Cardiac and vascular diagnoses, treatments, research, and disease risk reduction programs will be provided in one comprehensive facility using the integrated cardiovascular care model. The Joseph Fishman Oncology Center, the only state-of-the-art comprehensive oncology center in northern Israel. Advanced experimental treatments resulting from Rambam research will be offered, bringing new hope to our oncologic inpatients and outpatients. The Sami Ofer Fortified Underground Emergency Hospital. Based on lessons learned from the Second Lebanon War, when 60 rockets fell within a half-mile radius surrounding Rambam. This 3-level 1,500 vehicle underground parking lot converts to a 2,000-bed hospital within 72 hours, the largest of its kind in the world. Rambam Healthcare Campus, creating the future of medicine.
Everything you have seen would not have been possible without the support of our friends from around the world. This continued support assures Rambam's leadership in offering the best healthcare in our region, extending to the rest of the world. Visionary support paves the way for clinical research to touch patients' lives with hope for a healthier future.
Rambam Healthcare Campus is the largest hospital in northern Israel. Since the Six-Day War, Rambam provides the first line of treatment for those wounded in action on Israel's northern border. During the Second Lebanon War, a new task was set before us: protection and care of those on the home front. Following Hezbollah's rocket attacks on Haifa, Rambam built the Sami Ofer Fortified Underground Emergency Hospital, the largest facility of its kind in the world with a 2,000-bed capacity. However, Rambam's central role is caring for the 2 million diverse citizens of northern Israel, Jews, Christians, Muslims, and Druze. As the only Level 1 trauma center in northern Israel, Rambam also cares for wounded and sick people from Syria, the Palestinian Authority, and Gaza. Rambam's vision includes completion of its West Campus, including 3 new hospitalization facilities to care for pediatric, cancer, and cardiovascular patients, and a new biomedical research tower where Rambam's physicians can conduct quality applied research.
In the middle of summer 2006, the major medical center of northern Israel, Rambam Healthcare Campus, suddenly became a battlefield. For 33 days, it was the major hospital in northern Israel that was in itself under attack,
having to lead the treatment and therapy for all the casualties of the civilian population around us, and at the same time the casualties of the army that were actually brought to us from the fierce battles in Lebanon.
This was not something we took into account. The fact that the hospital itself could be vulnerable, that we were saving lives on the one hand, but at the same time were vulnerable to loss of life because of deadly missile attacks.
On Sunday it was a siren, and then a lot of injuries came over. And then we realized that it's for real, it's here, it's in Haifa, it's not far away, it could happen to us.
As we were admitting patients from various sources, during continuous sirens and shelling of the city and the cities around, at the same time helicopters were arriving from the northern border. So we were starting the day with helicopters coming in with severely wounded, continuing the day with taking care of patients who were coming in from the city itself, and finishing the day with patients being transferred from other hospitals to us because we are the main trauma center of the north.
We admitted a lot of elderly patients injured in the vicinity of our hospital. Some were newcomers from Russia that are living next to us. And this was very difficult. I mean, you treat a patient who is not speaking Hebrew, who came a few years ago to the country and was injured for the sake of the country.
Сказал, что мне делают протез, и я буду танцевать, и еще буду бегать, что меня муж еще не догонит.
למרות כל מה שעברת.
Нет, конечно, мы никуда не уедем.
למה את דוחה?
А почему вы сейчас плачете?
Я плачу, потому что мне помогли, что меня не оставили, понимаете?
We're in the operating room suite at Rambam Hospital. I want to show you something that has really not been seen before. Doctors who are actually operating under situations of conflict. While under attack themselves, they're responsible for saving others' lives.
My daughter asked me some days ago when she was crying when the sirens went on. She asked me why do I continue to go to work. I told her that it is accepted usually in the whole world that no one sends rockets to hospitals. But it seems it's not the case anymore.
Every time we had an alarm and there was a missile phone in Haifa, there was this time of about 30 seconds to call your family, know that everybody is okay before you rush to fulfill the next function. That means run to the emergency room, see the patients are getting the right treatment. You never worry about yourself. You don't have time to worry about yourself.
I was on call on a Saturday morning when helicopters began to come in, and I was called to be told that a helicopter had landed, bringing many wounded from the front in Lebanon. I went to see them, and the one that I remember the most and whom I followed was a young infantry soldier who received wounds to his face and eyes. And my main concern was, will he be able to see again? Following that, I went to the prayer service, and as part of the prayer service, one prays for the well-being, health, and recovery of anyone who's sick and injured. But his face and his picture stuck in my mind, and it personalized the prayer for me, and I can say, thank God, he is indeed recovering.
Sagadesh.
45 missiles at least fell around Rambam from every side. Thankfully, none actually hit. Some would say remarkably, others would say miraculously, but we know that we cannot depend on miracles all the time, and we have to prepare ourselves to make sure that there are areas of the hospital to which patients can be moved and staff can function under fortified conditions for the threats of the future.
The most important and urgent thing for us is to build a new trauma center, which will be also fortified and be proof against missile. This will include an emergency room, intensive care unit, and some underground facility for close to 100 patients. This is the top priority for us to be prepared for the next war that we all hope that will not happen.
We are seeing small villages that are outside of the south of Beirut that right now are absorbing a massive population shift as these people are seeking refuge in safer ground. By over 10 times the size they were 2 weeks ago.
שלום לכולם, בית החולים קיבל הנחיה להעלות את רמת הכוננות. אנחנו צריכים להיערך לפינוי המחלקה ברגע שתקבל הנחיה ממטה החירום של בית החולים.
We are seeing small villages that are outside of the south of Beirut that right now are absorbing a massive population shift as these people are seeking refuge in safer ground. Number of villages that we're working in have populations that have increased by over 10 times the size that they were 2 weeks ago. Villages that had 5,000 people now have 50,000 people. They don't have enough water. To run dry. That means they can't flush their toilets, they can't bathe. We're looking at a possibility of a real sanitation and health problems in just a few days. We've been able to get basic supplies.
Israeli Defense Forces fired a Shammuz anti-tank guided missile at a Syrian post in the southern Golan Heights. There were no casualties on the Israeli side. The Syrian post was destroyed and 2 armed Syrians were wounded. Following the incident, construction of the northern border fence was halted. Army presence in the area has been increased, with the IDF on high alert. Newly appointed Defense Minister Moshe Yaalon said Israel viewed shooting from Syria with severity and would not allow the Syrian army or any other element to violate Israeli sovereignty.
For the first time, though, Israel has responded by firing shots into Syria. They say they were reporting shots. They also called the UN and made a formal complaint against an important incident in the past 8 days where some of the war that's going on in the war in Syria was actually affected Golan Heights. The first was on last Saturday. There were 3 tanks taken into the military zone, no man's land, went on from
What a marvelous facility and a wonderful cause. However, finances are desperately needed to equip this underground hospital. It is my understanding that it takes about $30,000 to fully equip each hospital station, including the bed. Some of us might be financially able to equip one or more of these stations. If you are able to do this, please do. Others of us may be able to donate $1,000, $10,000, or $100, or even $25. Any amount will help prepare the people of Israel to provide life-saving care to those who fall in battle during wars yet to come, including the Battle of Armageddon. Don't you want to be a part of this vital and prophetic cause? I'm thinking of the words of Jesus when he said, "When you've done it unto the least of these my brethren, you've done it unto me." To donate to the underground Rambam Hospital, please call right now. The number to call is 1-800-END-TIME. That's 1-800-363-8463. Or you may donate online at endtime.com. For those that would like to send a check, mail it to Endtime Ministries, Post Office Box 940729, Plano, Texas 75094. I will be traveling to Israel soon and will be visiting the Rambam Hospital. I would love to present a sizable gift to the hospital in the name of all our end-time partners. So please act as soon as possible. Once again, to donate to the hospital that is destined to save lives during the coming Battle of Armageddon, please call 1-800-END-TIME or donate online at endtime.com. We know Jesus Christ will establish his kingdom during the Battle of Armageddon. Think of it. We could actually be responsible for saving the lives of men and women who will then get to live into the 1,000-year reign of Jesus on earth. The scriptures prophesy that all the Jews who survived the Great Tribulation and the Battle of Armageddon will turn to Jesus and be saved. Wouldn't it be amazing to be personally responsible for saving a life that will then turn to Jesus and have salvation? So once again, call right now, 1-800-END-TIME, or go to online to endtime.com. Thank you so much, and I know God will richly bless you.
To donate to the Rambam Hospital in Haifa, Israel, call right now, 1-800-END-TIME. That's 1-800-363-8463. Or visit endtime.com and donate online. You can also write to Endtime Ministries, P.O. Box 940729, Plano, Texas 75094. Help us make a difference in northern Israel by donating to the Rambam Hospital. Call right now, 1-800-END-TIME, 1-800-363-8463.